it's really possible to waste a lot of time on Facebook. There are silly games and quizzes, and every once in a while I do one of them. And I hadn't done anything for ages, and an old college roommate tagged me on something called the Album Challenge. And the Album Challenge was to go back and find some albums that had really influenced you throughout your life. And so as I'm thinking about it, a guy named Keith Green, an old Christian artist from the 70s, he popped into my head, early 80s. And so I put up a couple of his album covers, and I was also traveling a lot last week, and I spent a lot of time listening to Keith Green. And man, I remembered why he impacted me so much, because that dude was such a challenger. He was always pushing me and challenging everyone who listened to him to live really passionately for Christ. He was reminding us of things like Matthew 10:39, where Jesus said, "Whoever finds their life will lose it, and whoever loses their life for my sake will find it." Whoever just pours out their life for the sake of Jesus, that's where it's at. And it also reminded me of something from this past week message where I talked about the idea of what we're embracing as Christianity moves into this new age of, I think, a really functioning well in our culture. And I remembered that we need to be embracing commitment and sacrifice. That we can't function in a culture like this one that's changing and moving away from Jesus and sometimes being hostile to Christianity if we're not willing to be really, really committed to it and willing to make some actual real life, honest to goodness sacrifices for the cause of Jesus Christ. And if I want to be the Christian God calls me to be and God designed me to be, if I want to live into that, I need to be willing to have a commitment that says I'm willing to lose my life for Jesus. Whether that's losing my life specifically and dying, which is probably not going to happen, or whether it means losing the old life of being the old person with the old passions and the old desires and the old purposes and living into Christ's purpose for my life. Because that's what I need to embrace, and that's where I'll find my life. And that's a strong reminder and today's Jumpstart.